Hello, I'm Pam. Welcome to my channel, Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. Today is Friday, June 10th, and this is Flosstube number 68. It's also the third time I've tried starting this. I'm feeling a little rusty. I am a month behind on filming and I'm feeling it. So if I'm a little nonsensical, and I mean, I'm always a little squirrely, but I'm feeling like I've forgotten how to do this, so my apologies. If you are finding me for the first time, welcome. This is a channel where I talk about cross stitch and also life updates and backyard birding updates and my shop updates. Yeah, we will hop right into life updates. What have I been doing since we chatted last? I've been at the store and we opened our pool. That's always exciting. It's not ready to be swimming yet because it takes us forever to get our pool clear. And I got COVID, which was a whole lot of not fun. And so I'm still a little like rough sounding in the voice, a little congested sounding. It's been a couple weeks now. Yeah. And right before I got COVID, we got a new puppy. I love her. I was hoping to film at home so that I could put her in my lap and show her off. She's a Shih Tzu Poodle mix, known as a Shih Poo, and she's adorable. Her name is Penny, and I love her so much. But it has kept me from filming. COVID, new puppy. I was already behind before those things happened, but that's okay because we're here now. I think that's kind of it for life updates. There's not a whole lot going on. I saw the new Downton Abbey movie. It was okay. It's like my first time back at the theater in like 1,000 years. Actually, that's not true. I think I saw something else recently as well. I don't remember what though. What else is new? No, that's it. Nothing else. I'm probably forgetting something like super important. I don't know. My eyes are so dry this morning, so I apologize if I rub them a lot. And I may even have some pillow creases going on. I don't know how I slept last night, but they're not going away. Okay, let's jump right into what I've been stitching. Actually, first, I have a back from the framer. I have actually 3 back from the framers, but 2 were shop models and I've already stuck them on the wall and I don't feel like getting out my step stool and getting them back down. But anyway, this one's for home. It's so good. So this is the Tree of Magic by Barbara Anna, and it's a kit that you get from Nitka Moscow, which I don't believe you can get right now because of the whole sanctions and Russia thing. I picked a super simple frame and I wanted a lot of empty space up here. So I wanted like my tree close to the ground and I wanted like empty space up top. It's so good. I'm gonna get her up close. She's so good. I am so pleased. I cannot wait to hang this at home. I did the non-reflective glass, which is nice. So it almost looks like there's no glass there. And I'm thinking, tell me if this is silly. I'm thinking when I hang it at home, I'm going to paint the wall that it goes on like this blue color. I think it'll look really fantastic against a blue wall. I've never painted a wall just for my cross stitch, but it's a small wall. It's only like maybe 3 feet or 4 feet that it's gonna be on. And it'll be like right when you walk in my house, it's the wall you see. And then this will be on there and it'll stand out and it'll be fantastic because the wall now is like a creamy color. And I don't think that this will stand out as fantastically on a cream colored wall. So I think I'm gonna paint it blue. And I'm not very good at painting, but I feel like I can handle a teeny wall like that by myself. If I can find the time, because anyway, I'm very excited about this. Again, I had this framed at the Preservation Framer in North Attleboro, Massachusetts, which is like right across the street from my shop. So I use them a lot. I think they do a good job, and I'm very pleased with the results. So that came back from the framer, and then I've been stitching. I may have forgotten, I did forget. Where did I put it? I forgot my shop project. I have a project that I work on solely here on Wednesday night stitch groups, and sometimes on Saturdays if it's a slow Saturday stitch group. When we get to that point, I'll see if I think it might be over here. I can grab it, but we're not at that point yet. So I am stitching every year. This is this is the third year I'm doing a daily temperature stitch along, and I chose the Temperature Library 2 by Christie's Corner for this year's, and I am all caught up, kind of. I finished, this was May, so I finished May, got very warm at the end of May. There's supposed to be a vase here. I have not stitched it yet. I also have not completed my June shelf. I'm a little behind, but June has started off warm. May ended warm. That's where it's at. It's being stitched on 16 count Aida. I have decided that I'm no longer going to say the color of my fabric and like the brand, because I don't think it's important. I've felt this way for a while now, but I think we get very hung up on the exact fabric that somebody's stitching something on. And then in this day and age, it can be almost impossible to get that fabric. And so I'd rather just tell you what count I'm using, because that's more important if like you're trying to figure out sizing than the color, because there's not one color that any project looks the best on. I think there's like a whole bunch of colors that you can use and that will be fantastic for anything. I hope that made sense. I don't want people to get upset that they love the fabric I've done a project on and then they can't get it. I am always happy to help you find a great fabric for your project, but I just don't think you should worry so much about doing it on the called for or doing it on the one that you saw on a Flosstube. Or it's just, once your stitching is done and it's framed and it's on your wall, it's not gonna matter. You're gonna love it. I don't know if I'm making sense. I'm making sense in my head, which probably isn't the most important thing. The most important thing would be making sense to you. Anyway, I am hosting a stitch along for A Tisket a Tasket by Rosewood Manor. I've broken it out into sections, and if you are interested in seeing the sections, they are on my Facebook group, Stitching in the Land of Good Enough. You have to answer like a couple of questions to get into the group. Anyway, so we started this on May 1st. I think I must have showed it in my last video. I didn't go back and rewatch it, so I'm not sure. I'm stitching it on 32 count linen, 2/2. And my goal is to get a section done. I broke it into 15 sections. So my goal is to get a section done every month. And here is where it is at. It's a wrinkly mess. So I center started and got section 11 done. There are like 50 million color changes. So if you are stitching this, you know. I love that. The color palette is so good. So that is section 11. It's supposed to say like wrought by my name in here, and I'm gonna save that, I think, for last. Because I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna put in there, and I have to chart it out, and I'm feeling a little bit lazy. And then I'm gonna be working, so I did this right here. This was my section 11. And then I'm jumping to, I think it's section 2. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. It's 4 of these motifs in the border. But then, you know, once you start a color, you keep going. So I outlined a little bit of that inner border. And that's where I'm at. So I'd like to be able to stitch on her a little bit every day, but I've only stitched on her, I think, twice this month, which is not a good start. But I've got the whole month, and I'm totally gonna get that section done, and it will be fine. Let's get back in its project bag. There are some folks who are stitching it who are like, have made some fantastic progress and will not need 15 months to get it done. But me, I'm probably gonna need the 15 months. Okay. And then every month I have 2 focus projects, one that I work on at the first half of the month and one I work on the second half of the month. So the first half of May, I worked on Hoop There It Is by Heartstring Samplery. And I did it on 20 count Aida with a really pretty blue Silks For You that I won from Mary HRH Stitcher. I never remember if I'm saying that right. And I gotta finish. It's so good. I'm so excited about this. I love the blue on the white. Sorry about like the shadowing. Oh my gosh, it's so good. It's so good. There's a little bit of fudging that happened somewhere, like I was off a stitch, but you can't tell. Oh my gosh. I'm so, I need to get this framed. I love it so much. And stitching with the silk has made me kind of want to stitch everything with silk. It might be a problem. I'm going to show it one more time. Oh, it's so good. And I finished it just in time. Heartstring Samplery, I'll show it in my shop update, just released her 3rd one in the series, Baby Got Backstitch. Now, I was an 80s child and a 90s teen, and so I love this series. So she's done, her first one was Whip It Good. This was the second one. I'm not really a Whip It Good song fan, but Hoop There It Is, couldn't resist, and I absolutely have to do Baby Got Backstitch. So maybe I will start that for my summer start. We won't talk about that till we get to plans. So that was a finish, needs to get framed. I don't know if I'll send it to the framer or if I'll do it myself. I guess it depends on whether I can get a good square frame. Okay, and then focus project number 2 for May was the Raining Loraleis by Forbidden Fiber Co. It was a kit. I think you can still get it. I'm not sure. It's obviously a Gilmore Girl thing. Well, it might not be obvious if you don't watch Gilmore Girls. So that came with a project bag. It's very Gilmore Girls-y. And I really thought I was gonna make a ton of progress on this. And then COVID happened. I'm stitching it on the fabric that came in the kit, which I believe is a 32 count opalescent by Forbidden Fiber Co. And so last time, when I started this, I had the octagon, are these octagons? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 octagons that I had. So this octagon was done. The umbrella was not quite finished. So I finished the umbrella. I got these 2 like side panel situations done. I got the snowflake done and the Oi with the poodles already finished. So, I mean, I made some good progress, but I got COVID. When did I get COVID? It was the week before Memorial Day. So by the Tuesday night before, so almost a week before Memorial Day, I got COVID, and so I lost a whole week of stitching on this. When I was one of those folks who, with COVID, had no energy and did a whole lot of napping, and I could not stitch. And when I finally was able to stitch again, there were still a few days left in May, but I couldn't work on linen. I didn't have the energy. I couldn't work on linen, and I couldn't work on opalescent linen. So I ended up getting out for the remainder of May a project that I was doing on 20 count Aida that will have its focus later in the year, but I don't know, it was calling my name. And that is Land That I Love by Country Cottage Needleworks. And it's super cute. And it was gifted to me in this adorable little project bag by my friend Stephanie. And this is one I want to get finished this year because I want to pass the chart along, because it was a pass the chart to me and I'd like to pass it along when I'm finished. So I think I made some great progress in the few days I worked on it. I have like thread hanging off. So when I picked it up, I had this top border done and I had this vine done. And I think I had this heart box done. So I got some more like white boxes outlined. I started on this vine over here. I started on the bottom border. I kind of jumped all over the place. I got started on these houses. I finished, I don't even know what that says, America. It says America. I got that done in there. So this is a 20 count Aida. I love 20 count Aida because you get a nice small little project, but you're not having to fiddle with the 40 count linen. So where are we at for time? I thought this was going to take forever because it's been so long. I am talking fast. Maybe I just don't have a lot to say today. I don't know. I do need some coffee though. Okay. And then it was June. And so focus projects for June. First half of the month, it's going to be the I Love My Hubby project, which I'll show you in a sec. And the second half, I'm allowing myself to do a new start for the summer solstice, which I haven't even picked out yet. I'm not really worried about kitting it up because I own a cross stitch shop. Kitting up is not hard for me, but I'm thinking though that, I guess we're gonna jump a little bit into plans. I am still currently working on my summer solstice start from 2020, which is Night Walk Down by the Blue Flower, and I'm very close to a finish. So I think come June 16th, I'm gonna get that back out. It's already had its 10-day focus this year. I say 10-day. Originally when I started the year, it was a 10-day focus. So it originally had its focus this year, its monthly focus, but I think I can get it done. And if I can get it done before the end of the month, I will allow myself a summer solstice start. But I think if I do not get it done, I will not. It seems silly to start a new summer solstice project when I have not finished one from 2 years ago. You know, I gotta keep myself on task and focused. I don't ever want projects that are going on for years and years and years and years. That being said, the last one I'm going to show today is one that will go on for years and years and years and years. So, but one is okay. Multiple is not, for me anyway. Okay, so focus project number 1 for June is Celtic Tree of Life by Artisy Cross Stitch. This is a project that my husband picked out because he was going to learn how to cross stitch. That lasted all of a few days, and now I get to work on it. So I call it the I Love My Hubby project. It's in this project bag with little gnomes that kind of look like my husband. He's like a big, jolly, bearded sort of guy. And it's not really my style of stitching, but it is actually kind of fun to stitch. And it's on Aida, which is always fun to stitch on because I can stitch fast on Aida and I don't have to think about it as hard. And I think it's 14 count. It might be 16 count, and it's just white. And I made some serious progress this month already. So last time you saw it, it was, I had this done. So like all of this like teal. So I finished up a little bit over here. I'm doing it page by page. It's just easiest for my brain. So I finished this little page over here, and then I've done all of this. It was fun to bring in some of those other colors. Oh, it's so good. So good. This is not gonna get finished in the next 5 days, but I'm hoping I can get this page done. It's got some trunk. This is gonna be empty space, but there's a trunk that comes down here, and I think I can get that done in the next 5 days. This will be one that hangs in the house too, and it will be so pretty. I can't wait. So that's not getting done this year, but it might get done next year. Originally, I took it out on the 14th of every month because the 14th is his birthday, and it's also our anniversary. So our anniversary falls on a 14 and his birthday falls on a 14. I'm not very good at remembering to take projects out on like 1-day events. So you know how like for a while I was doing Halloween stitching on the 13th, and then I never remember to take it out on the 13th. I was doing holiday stitching on the 25th, and again, never remember to take it out. Even when it's scheduled in my calendar and I get a little reminder, it never happens. So, okay. Lastly, I got a year at Hawk Run Hollow by Carriage House Samplings. This comes out on the second Thursday of every month, and I do remember to do that because I host a Zoom. I am currently have a few openings. If you are stitching a Hawk Run Hollow and you'd like to get in on the Zoom, email me at stitchnewengland@gmail.com, and that'll be down in the description box. The second Thursday of every month, we Zoom from like 7 Eastern time to somewhere between 9 and 10. I am not a late night person. Anyway, I'm working on a year at Hawk Run Hollow. I'm currently working on the May block. I am brightening it up. I've changed a lot of colors in here because I don't like these dark kind of prim colors. So I've done a bit of brightening, and I'm stitching it on 40 count linen, 1/2. And there is the May block. So when you're only stitching in a couple hours every month, I'm not getting a ton of progress. I did get last night, where are we? I got this black circle for the Y, and I got a couple more purple petals, and I'm kind of, I'm not gonna take it back out. I was originally gonna stitch that Y flower in those light lavender petals with a white outline. So you see how like the A has yellow flowers with a coral outline, but I'm thinking I might need a darker outline on those purple petals or it's not gonna stand out. Maybe I'll give them this pink color as an outline. We'll see. We'll see. Not sure yet. But that May block is coming along. It probably will be the last block that gets done this year. That's what I've got done total. So, I've got a few more years left on this at the pace I'm going. It did already get its monthly focus, so it won't get like a huge focus again until next year, but it comes out every month. And I actually usually start it a little before 7 o'clock if I have time. So I usually get like 3 hours on it once a month. And you know what? That's better than getting no hours on it in a month, right? Some progress is better than no progress. Okay, that was it. That was my stitching for this month. So, I trickled you. Sorry. What does that bring us to? We're gonna do a little shop talk. I am hosting a retreat in October of 2023. So I have officially signed the contract with the venue, put the deposit down. It is happening. It is a thing. It is going to be all day Friday and all day Saturday, October 13th and 14th, 2023. The hotel, it's going to be at a hotel. The hotel block will start on the Thursday. So for anybody traveling into the area, the room blocks start on Thursday, and there will be an informal stitchy space for those who pop in on the Thursday. I don't want you left high and dry. So there will be a couple of stitchy rooms on the Thursday for people who arrive on the Thursday, but the official retreat will start on the Friday. And then I have not planned this out fully yet, but there will be a Sunday excursion that you can add on to the retreat if you want to. There will be no stitching on the Sunday. This is going to be a stitching get-together sort of retreat. There's going to be no classes. So think big room, lots of tables, lots of stitching. There will be shopping. There will be a shuttle that goes from the venue to the shop. They're 12 minutes away from each other, but there will also be shopping at the venue. So yeah, if you are interested in making sure that you know when signups happen, and all of that jazz, make sure that you maybe stay tuned to the Flosstube channel, because I'll always do a retreat update here. But also make sure that you're signed up for my newsletter on the website. So if you go to stitchnewengland.com and you go down to the bottom of the main page, it'll say something like stay in the loop. Just like that. It says stay in the loop. I will always do retreat updates in my monthly newsletter. Okay. So I think that's all I have to say about the retreat. More information will be coming, but the dates are definitely set. It's definitely happening. It's the Stitch New England retreat. Yeah, I'm so excited and also extremely nervous. It'll be okay. All right, shop updates. Starting in August, I'm going to be doing a beginner cross stitch class at the shop the first Tuesday evening of every month. So if you are local-ish and you know people who are interested in taking a class, spread the word. What else do I want to say? Shop up. I feel like there's something important. I'm going to be closed. If you're planning a trip to the shop, if you are going to be in the area, in the New England area, and you are planning on stopping in around 4th of July, I am going to be closed. Of course, I didn't write down the exact dates. 90% sure I'm going to be closed the Wednesday before the 4th of July through the Tuesday right after. So the 4th is on a Monday this year, and I'm going to be closed so a little before the 4th and a little after the 4th. So the week before and the week after, I will have days I'm open. So if you're heading down the Cape and we're hoping that you are going to stop here at the shop during your New England ocean vacation, there will be days I'm open before the 4th and after the 4th, but I am taking some time off because I'm throwing a 4th of July barbecue pool party situation, and I'm gonna need some days to clean. That is one thing that is suffering since opening the store. Yeah. So I will need some prep time to host a party. And that brings us to, what are my favorite things in the store right now? I'm gonna show my favoriteest thing that's at the store. It just arrived this week. Nora Corbett just released 2 designs that I am absolutely in love with. And I think one of these, if I get Night Walk down, is going to be my solstice start. Unless I start Baby Got Back Stitch. You know, side story. I've never been able to understand people who do Mania and start 20 something things or something every day in May, or that do I think Jen Lee from Quirks and Stitches does, she was doing something really wow. I think she's starting like 200 things this year. So like all that gives me anxiety, but lately that has sounded a little bit appealing to me. There are so many things that I want to start, and I keep like waiting for like, I like to do like a seasonal start every year. I keep like kind of plugging them into those spaces, or birthday starts or New Year starts. But I could just start them all. Maybe in November, I will do like a start something every day because it's my birthday month. I mean, is that nuts? There's so many things I want to start and I keep putting them off. I should just do it. I should plan to have like all the birthday starts for the month of November. I don't know. Thoughts? Have you done anything like that? Does it give you anxiety? I currently have, I think, 22 whips. Would it be absolutely nutty to add 30 more to that? Ooh, it sounds nutty when I say it. I don't know. Anyway, shop update. This is the one I think I want. I at some point I'm starting this. I'm really thinking it would be a nice like night walk down, has the moon and the lady, and then I could, when I finish it, I could start this. So this is called Moon Glow, and it's got the moon and the lady, and I love it. I like adore this. So in love with this. I love her. And then the other one that kind of goes with it, she's nice, but this one is called Floral Dream. But the moon, and I think it's that dark fabric. Oh my gosh. So love both of these because I'm kind of into the whole like naked lady thing. In our bedroom, we have like a Victor Klimt print of a naked lady over like our bed. She'd be fantastic in my bedroom. I can get Night Walk Down done and I can start this. Tell me I can. All right, the other things that I have in the shop, I got the Liberty Silk Pack in from Little House Needleworks. I can't show you the back because it's got the chart on the back, but it comes with this little chart, and then it comes with the 3 colors of Belle Soie silk to stitch it. I have to do a small for a retreat I'm going to in November. If you're going to that retreat, pretend that you don't hear this. I'm thinking that would be a cute little small. Is it weird to do a patriotic smalls exchange in November? Like, I feel like it should be fall or a holiday thing. I don't know. But I might do that. Anyway, super cute. Totally in love with that. Absolutely in love with this. So many good things have come out lately. This is Love Letter to the Cross Stitch Nation by Heartstring Samplery. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 10 hands. I think this would make a fantastic round robin. I really think I'm gonna round robin this. I love it. Love that. And then also from Heartstring Samplery, totally have to start this. Baby Got Backstitch. And I think I'm gonna do it the same as Hoop There It Is. I'll do it on white, although I do love this like really deep plum color. But I think I'll do it on white with the same blue silk because I have a whole hank of it. And they'll go together on the wall. And then I think if I'm gonna do 2 the same, I should just do Whip It Good as well, because 3 framed next to each other is better than 2, right? Okay, then ink circles. Cube root. Can you even? I love the outer edge is like these kind of like pastel-y colors, and it's so good. There's not enough time. There's not enough time to do all the stitching. I'm in love with that. See, I should just do all the birthday starts November. Love the bright colors in this one. The bright colors in this one is what drew me in. This is Be Sweet by Annie Bees. I love that bee skep. I love these little bumblebees and the bright flowers. I love the colors. It's so good. That would be a cute small too. That would be fun to stitch. I might do this. I might do this for my smalls exchange. It's gonna be like October 15th and I'm gonna be like, shoot, I haven't stitched my small. The second in the series from Summer House Stitchworks. So in the spring at Market, she came out with Spring Awakens, and now this is Summer Refreshes. I think I like this one even better. It's just 3 DMC colors. Although I did think, because I wasn't sure that this wasn't gonna be my summer start, I did find 3 overdyes that I thought would be really pretty. 3 good matches. The thing that I like about these is that if you're not into these 3 colors, you could pick 3 colors that you like. Like, it's so customizable. I like this series. I can't wait to see what the fall and winter look like. And then lastly, my last favorite thing in the shop right now, and this has been in the shop a little bit, but I love it, is Teresa Kogut's Broad Stripes and Bright Stars. I'm not a huge patriotic stitcher, but I love this. And there's something about this one that I really like. I also really like this one. Yeah, there's some good ones. Oh, and look, you can't go wrong with a chicken. I like this one too. So all those are in the shop right now. And that brings us to my bird update. So if you are catching me for the first time, I am absolutely in love with my backyard birds. I've got an elaborate, I don't know what's going on with my shirt. It's like escaping. I've got an elaborate feeding station out there. I am a big fan of Wild Birds Unlimited, which is a nationwide like franchise chain where you can spend a ton of money on your bird food and bird feeders. And it's like a hobby just like cross stitching. So what's going on in the backyard? Gotta caffeinate for this. So a few things. My hummingbirds I'm not doing good with the hummingbirds this year. I even thought, like, why am I wasting feeder space on hummingbird feeders because they're not coming to it, but I'm gonna leave them out. But I am not getting, it's the same food I put in, like I make my own nectar, same nectar that I put in last year, same feeders, pretty much the same spots, and they're just not as into my backyard this year, which is fine. But the Starling babies have fledged, I think like a week and a half ago. Oh my gosh, if you have never seen bird babies, when they leave the nest, it's like having a baby that wants to be fed all day long and follows you around and says, feed me to their parents like all day. They're really annoying. Even the cutest little baby birds are super annoying when they first fledge because they just follow their parents around everywhere and peep like crazy. Starling babies do not have the most adorable voices. They were loud. So we would have like 4 or 5 Starling parents in the yard and like 15 babies. So I couldn't take it anymore. I had to get rid of my tray feeder, which is what I had this tray feeder that I was putting a seed mix in, as well as this stuff called bark butter bits. They're little teeny like marble sized suet balls. And the Starlings love them, and they were feeding them to their babies, and it was horribly annoying. And I had to eventually, first I moved the tray feeder to a whole different part of my yard because there were so many Starlings at my feeding station that they were keeping my little birds away. So I moved the tray feeder to another part of my yard, and even then they were still annoying. So I took the tray feeder down. And in its place, I went and bought myself a second Oriole feeder. So the Oriole feeder I've had since last year is a little bowl, and then it's like a thing that hangs and it holds a little bowl, and it also has 2 spikes that you put orange slices on. So the bowl holds grape jelly, and then the spikes hold orange slices. So then I got an Oriole feeder that has nectar. So Orioles will drink Hummingbird nectar. And so the Oriole feeder has bigger holes to stick their beaks in. And then it also has places for grape jelly and an orange situation. So I got one of those and I hung it where the tray feeder is or was. And the Orioles are enjoying it. They still like the original one better, but they do like the second one too, which is good because I think the Oriole babies have fledged. So all of a sudden I have like 5 or 6 Orioles in the yard, and a few of them are like rough looking. I think they're babies. And so I need the second feeder because there isn't enough space at the first feeder. But the problem with the second feeder is that I stupidly have it near my fence, and apparently, and I didn't know this, squirrels, like gray squirrels, will eat grape jelly. I mean, who knew? So they have been eating the grape jelly off of my second Oriole feeder, which is a little bit annoying. I've already talked like over 5 minutes about birds. I'm so sorry. The other thing that I'm really excited about at my feeder is I wanted to get a bird bath. And my children had gotten me a gift card to Wild Birds Unlimited for Mother's Day, and I thought I was going to buy a bird bath with it, and then I did not. Instead, I'm not good with growing things. Like, I'm not good with plants. But I had this big planter out in my backyard that originally had like flowers in it. I haven't put flowers in it for a few years because I'm not good at it. So, but it was all filled with dirt, and there was like this much space between the dirt and the top of the planter. So what I did was I went to like Lowe's and I bought, like a black plastic thing that goes under your planters to like catch the water, fit perfectly inside the top of my planter and rested right on top of the dirt. So I filled it with water, and it was an instant bird bath, and it cost me very little money. And I put a rock in there so that the birds could have a little like landing space. And then I bought this thing from Amazon called a water wiggler. So it's got like 3 feet, and it sticks, you put it in your bird bath, and it has this thing that like swirls and rotates to keep the water moving so the mosquitoes don't want to like do their thing in there and create more mosquitoes. And the birds like water that has movement better. Oh, they're having such a good time. I love having a little water feature. It's so cute. And it's way easier to clean than a bird bath because I just take the rock and the wiggler out. I dump the water. So every morning I dump the water, I put new water in. And then once a week, I totally scrub it out, like soap and water and all that jazz. So way easier to keep clean than a regular bird bath. So I was so proud of myself. I felt a little like do-it-yourself crafty. Okay, I think that's it. Oh, no, it's not. I want to do a giveaway. So, totally forgot this. If you got all the way to the end, then you know there's a giveaway. I meant to say this way in the beginning. I had, in May, when I did not film, I had my 2nd year Flosstubeversary. I've been doing this for 2 years now. I didn't think I'd make more than a handful of videos, and here we are 2 years in. So exciting. So anyway, I'm gonna give away two charts. I'm gonna give away a Liberty Silk Pack. So if you are interested in winning the Liberty Silk Pack, 2 things. Well, a few things. A, you have to be 18. B, you have to have filled out my Happy Mail form in the description box below. If you have filled it out in the past, you don't have to fill it out again. But if you're new, then make sure you fill it out. And then number 3, use the word liberty. Well, I guess we can keep that simple. Use the word liberty in your comment. Secondly, I'm going to give away a Broad Stripes and Bright Stars. So if you're interested in winning this one, same rules, Happy Mail form, must be 18. And then use the word bright. B-R-I-G-H-T, bright. So Liberty bright. Okay. I will see you all next week. I don't know when I'm going to film next week. It could be Monday. It could be Wednesday. It could be Friday. So I will try to give it, if I film before 7 whole days goes by, I will not pick a giveaway winner till the following video. So I'm trying to get on a Monday schedule. So if I film on Monday or Wednesday, I will not pick the giveaway winner till the following week. I hope that makes sense. Okay, it was lovely chatting with you all. What time is it? Perfect. I have to go to the post office and drop packages off. I will see you all next week. I hope that you all stay safe and healthy and happy and get a lot of stitching in. And that's it. Bye, everyone.